Détente continued under President Gerald Ford, notably with the signing of the 1975 Helsinki Final Act. In Helsinki, Finland, President Ford, Chairman Brezhnev, and 33 other world leaders formally acknowledged the post-World War II borders in Europe and recognized the universal significance of human rights and fundamental freedoms. Chairman Brezhnev was nervous about the human rights provision, but his foreign minister, Andrei Gromyko, reassured him that it was just a piece of paper. President Ford said the issue was a time bomb for the Soviets, for it established an internationally accepted standard by which communist governments could be held accountable for the treatment of its citizens. Emboldened by this legal and moral authority, thousands of freedom-loving individuals challenged the governments that enslaved them. Helsinki watch groups monitored human rights abuses behind the Iron Curtain and brought them to world attention. Many activists were targeted by official government harassment. In 1977, the Soviet Union's secret police service, the KGB, reported that it had investigated members of the Moscow-Helsinki Watch and uncovered slanderous materials and hostile documents that could inflict serious political damage on the Soviet state. The report was signed by KGB chief Yuri Andropov. The campaigns were not limited to the Soviet Union. In communist Czechoslovakia, a small group of dissidents drafted a human rights manifesto called the Charter 77 Declaration. It petitioned the Czech government to live up to the promises it had made at Helsinki. The government denounced the signatories and retaliated. Playwright Václav Havel was among the many Chartists who were arrested and imprisoned for subversion and hostility towards the socialist state. In 1979, the wave of defiance crested. The leader of the Roman Catholic Church, Pope John Paul II, brought a message of hope to his native Poland. He reassured the millions of Poles who greeted him, "Be not afraid. You must be strong with the strength of hope." The Pope became a powerful force for change in communist Poland. He became a chief supporter of Solidarność, or Solidarity, an independent trade union led by Lech Walesa, the first ever to be established in a communist bloc country. In the United States, a new president, Jimmy Carter, made human rights the centerpiece of his new administration.
The passion for freedom is on the rise. Tapping this new spirit, there can be no nobler nor more ambitious task for America to undertake on this day of a new beginning than to help shape a just and peaceful world that is truly humane.
President Carter spent 3 years working in vain to further the cause of world peace and to bring an end to the Cold War. By the end of his term, the Soviet Union's arsenal equaled that of the U.S., and America's world supremacy was being openly challenged. In 1979, America's old ally in the Middle East, the Shah of Iran, was forced from power during the Iranian Revolution. 9 months later, student followers of the Shiite cleric Ayatollah Khomeini stormed the American embassy. Scores of Americans were taken captive and held for more than a year. The hostage crisis, coupled with the shifting balance in the Cold War, convinced many Americans that their nation had lost its international power and prestige. Then, on Christmas Day 1979, the Soviets struck a fatal blow to détente when they invaded Afghanistan to prop up a failing Marxist dictatorship. Détente had taken the chill off of the Cold War but it had never been a solution to the deep-seated hostilities that caused it. By 1980, the temperature was falling, and sabers were unsheathed. New actors waited in the wings as the stage was set for the final, decisive battle of the Cold War.